Eilish stood up in a room full of rich people and called them all out.
Love you all, but there's a few people in here that have a lot more money than me.
I don't think billionaires should exist. No one needs that much money.
Let's compare these three, shall we?
The billionaires have the power, but they refuse because they prefer the profit.
They didn't even coin the term billionaire until 1900, and there didn't exist any billionaires at that time.
Did you know that Mark Zuckerberg only has a $1 salary? Old news. It's so he can avoid paying the highest type of tax, income tax.
If you defend billionaires, you don't know how much 1 billion is. There is absolutely no way to become a billionaire without exploiting somebody.
What's going on here? What's going on is money, 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 money. Some people got to have it. Hey, we know they do. Some people really need it, and we really need it. We need the money in our pockets because corporate greed is just so, like, it's just in your face. It's in your face.
Let's compare these three, shall we? Billie Eilish, 23 years old, just donated $11 million to help make sure Americans don't go hungry. Her net worth is $50 million. That means she gave away 22% of her net worth. Now let's look at philanthropic billionaires. Elon Musk, worth $486 billion, donated $101 million this year. That is 0.02% of his wealth. Mark Zuckerberg, worth $245 billion, has donated about $5.1 billion across his entire lifetime. That is 2%. So the 23-year-old artist gave a bigger piece of her world than the richest men on this planet combined. That is not charity math. That is character math. Because generosity is not about the number of zeros in your account. It is about how much it costs you to care. And when someone who could buy the planet won't even part with a fraction of it, but a young woman gives up a fifth of everything she has to help others, that tells you exactly who's doing it for the headlines and who is doing it from the heart. True wealth is measured in compassion, not commas. And these billionaires should be looking at their bank accounts going, am I really going to let Americans starve while I fund a ballroom? Does that actually make sense? Take a page out of Billie Eilish's book, Boys, for the Love.
There's no denying it. We have billionaires. I saw this clip the other day, and it was Billie Eilish saying, "Why are you a billionaire?"
Love you all, but there's a few people in here that have a lot more money than me. And if you're a billionaire, why are you a billionaire? No hate, but yeah, give your money away, shorties. Love you guys. Thank you so much.
Billie Eilish stood up in a room full of rich people and called them all out. And was like, if you're a billionaire, why are you a billionaire? Because there are people that need that money, so why don't you just give your money away? And y'all got mad at her for saying that. Billie, why are you even talking? Why don't you give your money away? Why don't you donate? Why are you telling everybody else how to spend their money? Why don't you spend your money? And she did. She donated $11.5 million. She sure did. She put her money where her mouth was. She not only told them what to do with their money, she led by example. She was like, I'm rich and I'm going to donate $11.5 million. You're a billionaire. I'm going to need you to outdo me. And y'all still had a problem. You know how completely insane you have to be for someone to donate $11.5 million and a room full of billionaires aren't out donating her? But y'all are mad at her? Oh, okay.
Did you know that Mark Zuckerberg only has a $1 salary? Old news. It's so he can avoid paying the highest type of tax, income tax. Oh. Well, did you know the majority of his compensation is in the form of stock options? Yep, and everyone knows investment assets are taxed at one of the lowest rates. You have anything original? Well, did you know that he has a $3 billion line of credit that he's pledged his portfolio against, and he can draw from it any time to use tax-free? Oh, And that loan is likely interest only. So as long as his portfolio appreciates faster than the interest rate, he can actually take out a bigger loan to repay the old one, rinse and repeat. Hold on, he's living tax-free? Best part, when old man Zuck kicks the can, he can take his entire portfolio, pass it off to his kids tax-free at a stepped-up cost base.
When I was growing up, it didn't seem like that big of an issue. The wealth gap, the number of billionaires compared to the average American, I don't recall us talking about that a lot. And it's easy to assume, oh, it's just because now with social media, we can see it more. It's more visible to us. It's not that the wealth gap is anymore, it's just that it's more visible. But that's actually not true. They didn't even coin the term billionaire until 1900, and there didn't exist any billionaires at that time. So the first billionaire, 1916, was Rockefeller. And at that time, people that we considered incredibly wealthy of the day, Astor, Carnegie, Henry Ford of auto fame, they had 1/10 of the income that Rockefeller had. Okay, fast forward from 1916 to 1960, there's only 10 anywhere in the world. Then from 1960, fast forward to 1982, when Forbes was putting out their 400 richest people, there's only 13. In 1982, there's only 13. Now let's see where we sit today. So that's the period when I was growing up. And so it's true that there weren't a bunch of bazillionaires. That's 13 in the whole world, in the whole wide world. So how many do we have today? Which still in my lifetime, 3,000. So how come for like 100 years, the needle barely moved? In 100 years, you're talking about from 1 to 10 people. And then all of a sudden, it has shot to 3,000 people.
Why aren't you helping other people? You're just stuffing the money in your pocket and getting richer and richer and not sharing the wealth. And on top of that, the wealth is coming from us, the working class.
I don't think billionaires should exist. No one needs that much money. I think it's inhumane. Pick any city, walk around, you see people starving, people without basic necessities. There's no excuse for that. And it's not because people are lazy or don't want to work. The billionaires that keep amassing more and more wealth so they can build rocket ships and do whatever the hell they want to do, that does nothing for humanity.
Your critics say that's class warfare.
Yeah, class warfare has been going on in this country for the last 40 years. The billionaire class has been taking everything and leaving the working class with nothing.
So you welcome it. You want the war.
It's always, whenever working class people ever step up and say, this is wrong, we want it to stop, all of a sudden, oh, it's class warfare, it's the end of the world.
I was listening to somebody else the other day, and they said, we are so worried about the person next to us. So say, for instance, somebody else is worried about what somebody's SNAP benefits are doing or what's in somebody else's pocket, and you're actually in that same predicament. However, you're not worried about the billionaires and the millionaires who are actually taking the money that could help the system, that could help you. Why are we worried about somebody else who's making about the same amount as us, as opposed to the billionaires who have a lot more money? Like, give me some tax breaks. I need it. I'm not a millionaire. I'm not a billionaire. I deserve the tax breaks.
If you defend billionaires, you don't know how much 1 billion is. You don't understand how big that number is, and that's okay. The human brain literally can't comprehend numbers that big. But to put it into perspective, 1 million seconds is about 11 days. 1 billion seconds is 31 years. If you were to stack $100 bills to make 1 million, it would be about 3.5 feet tall. If you were to stack $100 bills to make 1 billion, it would be taller than the tallest building in the world, over 3,000 feet tall. If you deposited $100 into a bank account every single day from the birth of Jesus Christ until now, you wouldn't even have 1/10 of a billion. In fact, if you were to make $100 every single day, it would take you over 27,000 years to get to 1 billion. Over 27,000 years. That's longer than all of recorded human history. You spent $10,000 every single day. Every single day you woke up and spent $10,000. It would take you 274 years to spend 1 billion, even if you spent $10,000 every single day of your life. The difference between 1 million and 1 billion is just about $1 billion. And I don't think people understand that. You can work hard and become a millionaire. There is absolutely no way to become a billionaire without exploiting somebody.
So it's come to my attention that not that many people understand how large 1 million is. That they don't truly understand how astronomically large that amount is. So just to put it into retrospect, The world's population is at 8.2 billion. 8.2 billion people on this earth. 8.2 billion people on this earth, and we really have people like Elon Musk, whose net worth is 400 billion. There's only 8.2 of us on this earth, but there's one person who has $400 billion. Mark Zuckerberg almost has $238 billion. $238 billion, and there's 8.2 billion of us on this earth. You understand? Jeff Bezos is almost at $232 billion, and there's only 8.2 billion of us on this earth. You have people like Larry Ellison, $214 billion, and there's only 8.2 billion of us on this earth. This is what people are trying to scream out to you when they say that the billionaires have the power to end world hunger. The billionaires have the power to end the housing crisis. The billionaires have the power to make sure that everybody's needs are met. The billionaires have the power to ensure that all humans have access to medical needs, to medical cares. The billionaires have the power, but they refuse because they prefer the profit. They prefer the profit. As a human being, if you are defending anybody's right in becoming a fucking billionaire, you do not care about people. You don't care about people. You don't care about yourself. You enjoy and you defend their rights to exploiting you. And for shits and giggles, let's ask Siri. Hey Siri, is being a billionaire ethical?
Billionaires are not only unethical, but they are also insanely dangerous. They have a vast amount of wealth and influence, which leads to an unproportional distribution of power. This answer is from mrhsreview.org.
Well, there you have it.
So let me know in the comments if you are still participating in Red Friday, because I am. And like I said before in my previous video, you better go look at it. I am participating beyond the week, beyond the month. Somebody mentioned the whole 2 quarters of 2025 going into 2026. Make them feel the pain in their pockets, just like we are. Now, mind you, since they're billionaires and millionaires, we know that they are not going to feel it exactly like we are, but it can stop or slow down some of their profits. As always, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you so much. Engage in the comments. Share this video. I would appreciate it. All right. Subscribe if you like, because you know I would like it. All right. Take care, and I'll see you on the next video.